Well, I don't do this very often. Usually I just put, firearms related content on my YouTube channel, but I've enjoyed some gardening videos I've seen from different people. Georgia Boy is one that comes to mind, but these are some seeds my wife has planted. As you can see, they're coming up. Some different things: corn, watermelon, cucumbers, probably zucchini. And then the same thing over here, a few different things she's got coming up from seeds. Then got a little garden over here in the backyard. It's real windy tonight, so I don't know, hopefully the wind's not wreaking too much havoc. But I got a few rows of corn, and I put my 9-year-old in charge of planting the corn this year, and I think she missed a few spots there, but I went back and after it started coming up, I planted some in between where she missed some, so I have a few different stages coming up. But the ones that came up they're doing pretty good so far. It's been I don't know, a couple weeks probably since we planted it. So, and over here I've got some I don't know, I don't remember, I had these things marked, but it's either squash or zucchini, yellow squash or zucchini. All these plants here, these hills. I got some peppers back here, and I did this a couple years ago, well actually 7 or 8 years ago when I had my first garden, and it seemed like it helped me. But I planted marigolds, and I went back this year and I got some more marigolds, and I just planted them down each row. It does it's supposed to help with the insects, and it's also supposed to help with some of the pollination of some of the plants. So anyways, of course, here we got some tomatoes, and let's see, I got some coming on. These tomatoes are doing pretty good this year. I got some there looking pretty good. Those are coming on. These are some good plants that we bought. Then these are some more tomatoes. They're a little bitty yet. They're still coming up, but there you can see a marigold. And then over here I've got some hills of watermelons. Then these are sweet potatoes, and let me come over this way. This is some sort of spinach plant my wife got. And then these are all cucumbers here. And I don't know, I've done different things with cucumbers, but I've rigged this thing up. It don't look the best, but I put some chicken wire on there. I'm going to try to train them once they get a little bit bigger. And some of them I may be able to start training now to try to, grow up that wire, so that way they're just not, all over the place, growing everywhere. But cucumbers there. And then I made her a raised bed over here on this side of the yard. I'll show you that real quick. Alright, here's the raised bed, and this is where she's replanted some of her seeds. Some tomatoes, some cucumbers, either squash or zucchini. Then those in there, those are beets. And then I had some strawberries. We had a kind of a really late frost this year, and I put straw over them, but it still didn't. Some of them, it still got some of them anyway, but they're starting to bloom again, because they were blooming real early, and then we had a real late frost, like the first week in May, which is kind of unusual. But even though I had straw over some of them, and I think some deer got in here and ate some of them too, but they're starting to bloom again and spread out. So maybe before the end of summer I'll have a few strawberries in here. And then these, I put these out to scare away the vermin. They work pretty good for me. It's just a old cooking tin that we've used to cook something in, and it's shiny and it makes noise, and seems like for birds and rabbits and most things, and some deer too. I mean, it's just gives some movement, gives something to kind of scare them away. But there was just a little quick tour of the garden this year, and I don't know, it's kind of a fun little hobby to do. You know, I don't get too serious with it. My wife, she's really kind of gotten into it this year, and it's been kind of fun for us to, you know, do this. And I try to get the kids involved too, you know, when I can. It's good for them as well. But my dad always had a big garden growing up. You know, he probably had his 3/4, half an acre or more. Well, probably close to an acre really, garden with everything under the sun in it, you know, and that's what we'd usually have to eat for most of the year. So anyways, hope everybody's doing well. Hope you enjoyed the little garden tour there, and we'll catch you next time.